All right, match 3. Oh, damn it. All right, you know what? I'm gonna actually let you see my mulligan decisions. All right. Oh, it shifts when I click on it. Oh, oops. I clicked too many times. Okay. Um. All right. Let's show you at least some of the unkeepable hands I sometimes get. Shift. Okay. So this hand is awful. It doesn't have any card draw. It has freed from the real plus win Zendikon, but there's so many colors of mana in this hand that I'm just not going to be able to cast all of these spells. So this hand's actually quite a bit better. I get to cast Utopia Sprawl on turn 2. We're also on the play this game, so we get to cast this on turn 2. We get to snap something, and we get to cast Abundant Growth, which means we have most of our combo. So I think what I do is I put a Pilgrim on the bottom, either Pilgrim or a Snap. Snap isn't guaranteed to be good. Usually it is very good. And I think I put a Pilgrim on the bottom because if Snap ends up being useless, like if I'm up against Tron or something, then I can just snap my Pilgrim. So yeah, I put the Pilgrim on the bottom. I don't fetch until my opponent's end step. They're playing mono white heroic, which is sort of an aggro deck, air quotes. But I feel like with us ramping out the way we are, they're not fast enough to beat us. So they have Sentinel's Eyes. This is a new card. I think it's very good. It's sort of like a 1/1 vigilance, but you get to play it a lot. And just having these sort of dorky looking enchantments is really good on a creature where you get a counter for it. Plus, it's kind of insane with ethereal armor. So they have Lagona, which is probably their best art, but they don't have ethereal armor. But they do have mutagenic growth, so we are taking. Wow, we took 10. I don't know. Maybe we can't outrace this deck. Maybe it's not gonna happen. Oh wait, but I have Snap. Oops. Yeah, alright. Snap's a good card. And I Archaeomancer it back. I have the Ephemerate Archaeomancer combo, so I can just keep snapping their guys forever. Also defensible, I think, is playing Heliod's Pilgrim there. Because I think I drew an Ephemerate. And are one of these naming white? No, they're both naming blue. Okay, so I guess it's better to have Snap open. So I think what I do here is I just snap to generate mana. And I play Heliod's Pilgrim, getting... What do I get? Probably just the Zendikon. Oh no, Abundant Growth, so I can go for the Ephemerate. Yeah, I like that play. They could be playing Stave Off, which could counter my Ephemerate, or Mana Tithe, so we have to watch out for those cards. But our opponent taps out, so I Ephemerate the Pilgrim. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't think there's... What the... I probably should have got Win Zendikon there, but Okay, so the reason I didn't get Wind Zendikon there is because I can't actually really do that much with infinite mana. So I guess I want to go for a more value-oriented play. And if I feel like I can infinite, I can always ephemerate the Pilgrim on my turn after I flash it back on the Archaeomancer. So I think... Oh, but I don't have enough mana. Okay, so I think what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to ephemerate Archaeomancer, snap something to generate mana. I don't know. Let's just see what I do here. Yeah. It's kind of a tricky spot. But I think all my options are good. So Witching Well sees 2 lands, and I kind of do want lands. So I kill one of those guys. And I just leave 1 blue floating. Oh no, I get back Snap. Alright, whatever. Okay, they play their Skyguard. And I get my rebound triggers. So now I think I actually do have infinite mana. Oh no, I don't quite. Oh wait, yeah, I do. With the snap generating a mana, I actually do. So I need 6 mana to combo off. 1 to ephemerate the Pilgrim. 3 to play Freed. 1 to play Wind Zendikon. And then 1 more to activate Freed. So I do just barely have enough, but it means I can't play this. I'm going to be drawing 3 cards plus the ephemerate rebound means that I'm probably going to win. Plus, I'm going to be snapping one of their creatures. So let's see if I do that play. Okay, I snap my own Archaeomancer, I guess. Right, because I'm going to be making infinite mana, so I might as well get the extra Archaeomancer trigger. I play Freed. And look at that. Look at all that juicy mana. And I draw Brainstorm, which is insane. So I play... No, I draw my cards first. So, okay. So if you have, like, an Evolving Wilds on the battlefield, or multiple, like, Ash Barrens or Heliod's Pilgrims in hand, usually you want to play those first. Although with Heliod's Pilgrim, it doesn't matter if you play it first, because you actually want to draw Abundant Growth. Except if you have 4 Abundant Growths already, in which case I would play this to thin out your deck of like a Utopia Sprawl, which you do not want to draw. But we could draw like 10 cards with this hand, so I'm not too worried. So I get a Sprawl. This speeds up the mana generation and also thins out my deck like I was talking about. I make a ton of mana, I play Muldrifter, and I draw another Muldrifter. And I draw a Brainstorm into Muldrifter. So after I've thinned out my deck, I play the Muldrifters to draw cards. Usually, I'll get like extra lands or something that I can Brainstorm back after hopefully finding a shuffle. But in this case, I just draw Rolling Thunder, so I can Rolling Thunder. And some people like to make this Exactsies. I don't think it's a big deal. It's like 3 extra seconds clicking on all that. And then I just kill my opponent. Okay. Yeah, but I feel like I'm more likely to lose the game because I tap my mana incorrectly and I don't have a blue floating than by spending, the extra 0.1 seconds or whatever it is clicking on all that mana to Rolling Thunder. Alright, so this is a mulligan. I just can't play anything, and even if I draw a land, it's still pretty slow. So this hand's much better. So with this hand, I'm looking to Utopia Sprawl turn 1, naming blue. And then I can cast another Utopia Sprawl and a Brainstorm, or just Brainstorm hoping to find land, and then cast Utopia Sprawl. If I don't find a land, I can cast it naming white, and then I can shuffle with the Pilgrim. But that actually takes an extra turn. But luckily, these sort of count as land drops. I'm actually looked up what the heroic deck plays, and I saw that most people playing the heroic deck don't really have much of a sideboard for this deck, which is another bonus to playing kind of a rogue deck. And especially right now in this format, because I feel like Boggles is not in a good position. So people are sort of skimping on their enchantment hate. And enchantment hate, like Patrician Scorn, can really hose this deck. So I think I can actually cast all my spells with what I have in my hand. I think I'd probably just put back the Prism because I feel like it does the least. Alright. So they play Relic. So another plus of playing this deck is, yeah, they saw the Ephemerate combo last game, but Freed from the Real does not actually use the graveyard to generate infinite mana. And very few of the cards in our deck actually get hosed by Relic, and we can actually play around it pretty well. So we do draw land, which is amazing. So we name blue, of course. So we can actually Brainstorm Shuffle, but I feel like our hand is actually very good. So it's possible I just get a Forest and then enchant it with Sprawl. Usually if you have an Arbor Elf, you want both the Sprawls to be on the same land. But since we don't have one, we actually can play it and still have an extra green mana floating. Which means that if we draw an Arbor Elf or a Abundant Growth or something, that we can cast it this turn. So I think, yeah, I just shuffle immediately. And they beckon Apparition my land in response. Alright. It's pretty good. I actually love this card. I think, I don't know if it's underplayed because there's really, it's a little underpowered, but I think it does a lot of good little things that I think it's good enough. And it creates a 1/1 flyer, which, it looks kind of dorky, but it can attack. If you play Ethereal Armor on it, it can be a very good card. So I name blue on this again, which means I won't be able to play my Pilgrim. But I have a lot of card draw, so I don't really care too much. And we drew an Arbor Elf. which is what I was saying earlier. I put back the Archaeomancer and the Heliod's Pilgrim. I cannot cast Heliod's Pilgrim, but I might actually want to keep it. Just because I can get white off of this. Okay, so I do keep the Heliod's Pilgrim. They played Cartouche of Strength, which gives them 2 creatures. This creature is still vulnerable, but they're probably also holding up some protection. But it's not as fast of a clock as if they had a heroic creature, so I fetch binning the Archaeomancer that's on top of my library, which is probably okay. And I just play a Mulldrifter. They cannot Mana Tithe, but they Cho Manos Blessing. So one thing you can actually do, this is one of the few cards that can stop my own combo, because you can enchant any creature, not just a creature you control. So you enchant my Arbor Elf, give it pro blue, and the Freed from the Reel falls off. Oh yeah, I forgot to go over sideboarding. So I don't think Electricity does enough, just because their creatures are going to be gigantic. So I'd rather have Snap, and I'd rather have Syncopate to counter anything they have to interfere, like a protection spell. Dispel could be good, but I think I like Syncopate just because it's more general purpose. And Weather the Storm I like because it buys me more time than Lone Missionary or Pulse of Marassa. But in this case, I think we have all the time in the world. So I do draw the Freed from the Reel. So if everything goes according to plan, I will be able to infinite next turn. They could have Stave off, but I can play around Mana Tithe. So I think what I do is I just go for it. And I actually mistapped here. I forgot. Yeah, this is a pretty big mistake. So I should have enchanted. I should have enchanted the Arbor Elf, but I should not have tapped the plains. What I can do here is I can make infinite blue mana. Maybe I was thinking about Syncopate, but I don't think there's too much they could have up. Like, they could have Gut Shots. They only have 2 cards in their hands. They could have Stave Off or something, but unless they have exactly 2 Gut Shots, basically, or a Gut Shot and a Stave Off, then this is going to work out no matter what. And even if they have one thing, what I can do is I can tap the blue, and then if they go for one thing, then I can untap, Syncopate it, and then I'll have another blue still floating. So yeah, this is a pretty big punt. No real defense for what I did, but on the plus side, I have infinite green, and I also have Syncopate and Weather the Storm open. So I just play a Witching Well here. Alright, I make some mana for some reason. Okay, so I play Witching Well finally. And I think I leave all this blue or all this floating mana. I just leave it. Yeah. uh, so yeah, definitely a big misplay. I think I should have played around them drawing a spell. Because the way I played doesn't really play around 2 gut shots anyway. So yeah, this is just a mistake. They have another Cho-Mano's Blessing, which I guess they felt like getting aggressive was a better plan given what they had in their hand. So we don't even block the warrior token because if they have mutagenic growth, they can't kill us, but they can kill our Muldrifter, and we might need that if we draw a snap. Or ephemerate. So I actually, yeah, I have infinite green, so I might as well cast the green to cast Heliod's Pilgrim, which I do, and I find abundant growth. So notwithstanding our pretty egregious error, we're still able to combo off. So we draw some cards. We got 6 fresh ones. And the Arbor Elf combo takes a while to do, but it doesn't actually take that long. You'll see I generated all this mana in about 10 seconds. So I cast Deep Analysis, flash it back immediately before they can crack their relic. And I think I actually make a pretty big mistake here. What I should do is I should play Evolving Wilds instead of a forest. When I make my land drop, I play the forest, and the untapped mana isn't doing me any good because I can make infinite mana, but being able to shuffle when you're comboing off is pretty important. And I'm not sure, this might be the match where I almost fizzle. Well, I'm able to draw some cards off that Muldrifter. I'm making more infinite mana. I draw Deep Analysis, which is great. Cards like Witching Well and Deep Analysis, cards that dig you 4 deep, are really important. This deck probably would not function without both of those cards. I don't know, maybe you could sub one for the other, but it would obviously lose a lot of power. So yeah, we're able to Rolling Thunder our opponent out, leaving up counter magic and Weather the Storm and all that. Alright, game 2. So we're on the draw. This hand's again unkeepable. I feel like I've mulliganed more often than I've kept, which I guess is a risk you pay when you're playing a combo deck. But Rolling Thunder is actually pretty useless outside of actually killing the opponent. Heroic has so many ways to make damage on their creatures not relevant. So this is basically a 6-card hand, is what I'm saying. So I'm pretty happy to mulligan that one. And this is great. I have multiple sprawls. And I suspect my opponent does not have very much enchantment removal. I also have Brainstorm plus a Shuffle plus a Muldrifter. And I think I do the same thing. It's basically the same hand as last game, honestly. So I just put the Prism back, I think. Yeah. Just we're on the draw. Did they have main deck Relic? They must have. Oh wait, this is the exact same game. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we won that one 2-0. On to match 4.